This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Celsius or high noon?
I'm not sure yet. We'll find out about 20 minutes in.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today? It's a Thursday on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. You guys are hanging out with us on the social media machines, on the Bama Central YouTube channel, right there on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. We're going to have a lot of fun today in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. You can call Derek for all of your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. Derek is going to help you with your home, your life, your auto insurance needs, your renter's insurance, your boater's insurance, your trailer, your RV insurance, all the insurance stuff. You can call Derek Daniel and his team at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. Come check them out today. They are doing some landscaping out front so that you can check out new bushes maybe. Looks like it's what they're working on. I am thankful to not have a real job where I am landscaping. I am talking a bunch of Alabama football nonsense into a microphone. So we have a lot of fun here on the Joe Gaither Show. I want to thank everybody who has downloaded, rated, reviewed, and subscribed to the show. Especially this month, we have topped our chart, so we are number one for all time in August. I guess you guys are excited about football season. So are we, or I was excited until about 11:30 yesterday, and then I was back in the Bama minus 13.5, feeling good about it. Yeah. And then about 11:35, the angst just crept right back in. So we'll talk about why that is if you're living under a rock. We're going to take a voicemail from Robert from Brookwood. You can call the show, leave your own voicemails at 205-462-7340, extension 800. Find us on the social medias at Joe Gaither6, at MAWoods _ on the Twitter machine, at Bama Central, everywhere. We love our comments, questions, queries, and complaints. And we're back live with our man Mason. Mason is alive and well, out of quarantine, feeling good, drinking his high noons to get it going. Good morning, Mason. How we doing?
Not a high noon. That'd be a great way to start the day at a ripe 8:39 a.m. Luckily, I was blessed by actually getting a real Celsius and not a high noon in a Celsius can, like I'm sure some people did receive over the last month or so. I'm feeling good today. I'm pretty happy this morning. It's a big day for someone like me who is a big uniform guy. The NFL is announcing all of their rivalry uniforms this year. There's some new campaign, which I think is supposed to be this year's version. It's not going to be like color rush uniforms, but it is in the same vein of, hey, we're doing a uniform, campaign.
They better not mess with my Bears uniform.
The Bears are not getting them. It is the Patriots, Cardinals, Dolphins, Jets, 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, and Bills. And I'm looking at them here. They have been leaked. Obviously, they're supposed to come out here in about an hour, but they've already been leaked. And the Patriots look to be pretty nice.
You got the Paul Tucker Patriot on the side of the helmet?
No, unfortunately, but they do have. It's this nice kind of light grayish blue color. It's pretty nice looking. The Dolphins is trash. They just went with black. Don't really know why you did that. Should have done like a navy blue. That would have been kind of cool.
Sure.
A lot of the mock-up things I saw were that 49ers just went black. Theirs are fine, I guess, but I'm over the blackout uniforms for teams that don't really have black in their color scheme. The Jets, same thing. We're just doing a blackout for the Jets. Over it. Rams. Why are we doing a blackout for the Rams? I'm over it. Like, just 4 of these 8 teams got a blackout uniform. So a little mad about that, but regardless, I'm excited to see them all unveiled.
I'm glad that the Bears are not involved in that nonsense.
I'm glad that the Titans are not, because I think they're going to unveil some really cool uniforms in like a year or whatever when they get their chance to. For whatever reason, which I don't get it. I think they're fine uniforms. I don't think they're the best in the league or anything, but they're certainly, I think, not the worst either. A lot of people seem to think the Titans have the worst set in the league, but
no,
I don't think so either. I think there's a handful of teams that you could definitely point to.
And the Titans have that sexy Houston Oilers throwback that they break out.
Are not wearing them this year, unfortunately. That's part of the stipulation of Cam Ward getting to wear number 1 was that Warren Moon said, well, nobody else will ever wear my jersey. So they're not wearing the Oilers throwbacks. They are instead going to be getting new uniforms when they're allowed to in a year.
Wow. So we'll never see those Houston Oilers throwbacks again?
No, you will see, at
While-
least
while-
according
while
to the
Hu- while
organization.
Cam Ward.
Sure, at least according to the organization, a heavy nod to them in the new uniforms. So we'll see. Hopefully they feature that red a good bit because I think that's been lost with the Titans. We'll just have to see, though. I'm very excited, though. The mock-ups that fans have done, some of them are awful, but I've seen some really good ones.
My favorite Bears throwbacks, they've been using the 1920s, the white with the Michigan kind of
I love the
flavor.
helmet. I hate the striped socks.
Oh, I love the stripes, but my favorite is the block is the Navy, straight up Navy uniforms, block numbers.
Yeah.
I think it's from 83, 84, 85 in that range. Big fan of those. Got myself a Justin Fields jersey collecting dust in that style.
He's going to play football this year, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, he'll play football for the Jets, I suppose. Oh my gosh! What do you want to do? We're going to talk about Tim Keenan, obviously, and we're going to talk about replacements for who's going to be replacing him. I want to talk about Kalen DeBoer, why he's so dang funny about injuries. But I do have a voicemail, so why don't we lead with Robert from Brookwood, see what he has to say, and then we'll respond to Robert, and then we'll get into some of these conversations. You can call the show at 205-462-7340, extension 800, just like Robert from Brookwood.
And company, good morning. Robert from Brookwood. It's almost here. Thursday night football tonight, high school tomorrow night, Roll Tide Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you Friday night, WVUA with Gary, Joe. Good job. Hope you keep it up. Thank you for all you do for high school football. God bless, guys.
Well, I didn't. Thank you, Robert. I didn't just play him just for the compliments. Wow, and he really was gracious right there, Robert. You're making me blush. People can't see it with the sunglasses, but I really appreciate it very, very much. Friday's high school football game of the week, Mason. If you're interested, it's going to be Gordo at Bibb County.
Sounds like a good
Green
one.
Wave against the Choctaws. So that'll be fun on Friday night. And then yes, I will be on with Gary Harris at WVOA 23. My segment hits right about 11:02, 11:01, 11:05 in that range. So turn on the local TV. I'll give you 2.5 minutes of what happened in the Gordo and Bibb County game this past weekend.
I will be trying to keep up with our friend Zay Hall over at Hillcrest.
Yes.
There is a Vanderbilt commit at Hillcrest as well, wide receiver Caden Smith.
Okay.
For anyone that is interested. So we'll be keeping up with what the Patriots do. Had a good win last week against Florence. They're taking on Sparkman this week, I believe.
There we go. Zay Hall bringing the wood down on Patriot Parkway.
Man, we're getting off on another tangent here, but it is just crazy to me. I still feel he's very underrated as a prospect, and I think that will change this season. I think a lot of people have predicted that will change this season. But man, you just look at him on the field. He genuinely looks like a grown, veteran NFL player out there. He is just a completely built he doesn't look like a high school athlete out there. A lot of times you look at a player in high school and you're like, okay, that guy will be really good once he packs on 15, 20 pounds of muscle or whatever. Zay Hall is not that kind of player. I don't believe. I think he's going to be ready to go when he gets to campus.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. I'm just my main concern, because didn't he pick up a North Carolina offer pretty recently? My main concern is one of these schools being like, hey, man, you don't have to wait behind this logjam of linebackers. And maybe Zay Hall gets to Alabama and jumps them, maybe or maybe not. I mean, you never know how development's going to work.
Yeah.
I think the three freshmen Alabama brought in class of 26 are really, really, really nice. So the trajectory for them is really high. And stock up, graph line up to the right. Yeah. But you never really know. We'll see if he stays committed to Alabama over the next 4 months or so, or if he joins the trend of I'm going to make my final decision. Don't do that, Zay.
I mean, I don't believe he is one that has announced that he is fully locked in yet with his commitment. And like we kind of just said, I wouldn't really expect him to either. He's a guy who I imagine is expecting to receive a lot more interest this year, his final year of high school. And, I think I expect that as well. We'll just have to see what Alabama can do. I think they did a good job in identifying an underrated talent early. So hopefully that works out in their favor.
College works a whole lot better, Zay, when your mama can come visit you.
That'd be pretty nice too.
We'll just say that.
It's a lot harder to get to North Carolina.
Yeah, we'll just put that out there and move forward from there. So yeah, we will be at high school football tonight. You got Boise State and South Florida that this evening on the that's 4:30 on ESPN. So heck
amazing.
yes, perfect. 4:30 on ESPN, and then ESPN is going to follow it up. Are y'all going doubleheader tonight, boys? Come on.
I think I saw we have 17 total games tonight.
You're going ESPN plus, Stony Brook. Oh, yeah. The doubleheader is Nebraska-Cincinnati.
Okay,
and if
fun.
You guys are on SEC Network, you can see Central Arkansas and Missouri at 6:30. So Tigers, you're going to see Bo Pribula and Sam Horn together. Drinkwitz was hilarious on the SEC coaches call yesterday. So I'm listening to it. And, like, if a coach is on there that I don't give a rip about, that's going right back to mute, right? Because it's got time slots. It'll tell you when they're coming up. And so, sorry, Sam Pittman, your time was slot mute. Sorry, Josh Heupel, mute. But as soon as Eli Drinkwitz comes up, it's max volume. It's everybody hush. And Joey Van Zimmern of Missouri Tigers on SI, he got him a good question. Basically asked him, because they're playing both quarterbacks. They committed to play both quarterbacks. He said, well, what's the plan playing both quarterbacks? So what's the kind of thought process and what is going to be after the game? How are you going to evaluate and figure out how to move forward? And he said, well, we've done it where it's been every other series. We've done it where it's been every 2 series before in the past. And I don't know that really worked for the offense getting in rhythm in the half. So we're going to split it up by half. It's going to be Bo Pribula first half. It's going to be Sam Horn second half. So they're going to each get a half. And he said, and after the game, we're just going to go on Twitter. We're just going to go on Twitter and see what Missouri fans think. And we're just going to conglomerate the Missouri comments, and we'll make a decision from there.
That's amazing. That's great. That's great. I mean, he is joking, but that will factor into that decision just a little bit.
No.
He's going to look. He's going to go look and see what the people are saying. I'm not saying it'll affect his decision, but he will at least check.
Joey was like, always a great source, coach.
I mean, where else would you go? That is where you get the raw, unfiltered thoughts of the fan base.
He said, we're just going to go on social media and see which quarterback they like better.
Yeah, just name search Bo Pribula. Name search Sam Horn.
That's going to be great. But, yeah, I guess we are here at the coach's call. Son of a gun. You get asked the first couple questions about Jaden Roberts' health, and he was all first. I want to go into what Kalen DeBoer, his attitude with injuries. Coach, you're at the University of Alabama. You're not at Fresno State anymore. You're not at Sioux Falls, and like this is said with as much respect, with as much admiration, with as much whatever proper, I want to hold your position and who you are, because I do think you're a good man. High decorum here. But coach, you need to start telling people what's going on with the injuries, and you need to start controlling the narrative. You need to I guess Saturday, and like every single time that he comes back, it's like, well, I didn't know then. We didn't know then. We didn't know. Let's go back to Jam Miller. Well, he meets with the injury break Saturday night. He meets with us the next Thursday, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday. And he says, this is the first time I've seen y'all since the injury broke. We didn't really know it was that bad on Saturday, so I didn't mention it. Just say, hey, we're Jam got a knock. We're evaluating it. He may have surgery. He may not. On Saturday, we may have surgery. We may not. We may have a procedure. We may not. We don't really know yet. He took a knock in the scrimmage, and he's getting evaluated. Just control the narrative. And then you get Saturday. Will Miller breaks the news for BamaCentral.com. Great job. And it comes out Sunday. He basically confirms it in a statement. Okay, so that's extra work for you. Extra work for Alex Thompson. Right there on Sunday morning at 7:30 in the morning. Then you've got the Jaden Roberts stuff. Jaden Roberts is dealing with a concussion. We don't know. Maybe he's going to go through protocol and be ready. Maybe he's not. Just say he's not going to go through. Like at this point on a Thursday, or yesterday on a Wednesday, if he's not cleared by now, he's ain't playing.
Yeah, I'm kind of over the vagueness. I that was one thing that while as annoying as Coach Saban was with the media sometimes, and as reluctant as he was to give us any useful information at times, he was always extremely upfront at the beginning of press conferences, like opening statement most of the time. All right, here's what we had today. So and so went down. So and so had this. So and so's knocked up. He's not going to be playing. Any kind of issue, like he did a pretty good job of laying it out for us, and like you said, controlling the narrative.
That's the point.
Like you cannot just let any. And look, we didn't do this. BamaCentral did not do this. I don't know many people that did do this, but I'm sure it happens, especially like we just mentioned on Twitter. Like people will just run with anything that you say. And if you come out, well, he just got a little dinged up, we're not quite sure what it is. That could be anything under the sun. You got to get out and control the narrative. Like you said, that is a crucial part of running a high caliber college football program.
I think Kalen DeBoer is a smart man. I want to say that first. I think Kalen DeBoer is a smart man. And I think he's a good man. I think he has a good heart. I think he has a good character, really good character. But when he talks about injuries, you sound like a dummy. You sound like a dummy. So going in, all right, we're talking about Tim Keenan. That's what we're opening up the conversation. And so Pete Nakos on 3, it's obvious he knows something that people don't know, that it hasn't been. Hey, coach, is Tim Keenan going to be fully available for this weekend's game? He goes, well, I don't know. We don't know. We're still evaluating. He may be one of the ones that's not a full go. We're still evaluating. We don't know. We're going under test. And okay, so boom, injury. Tim Keenan maybe out for Saturday. An hour later, Tim Keenan's already undergone tightrope surgery. Like in the 40 minutes? Are you serious? Like, coach, you did know this.
You did not learn that information in the last half hour. Get out and control the narrative.
Like, you knew this. And so just say, well, he got hurt in practice, and unfortunately, he's going to have to undergo a procedure, probably going to be out for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be week to week. Just say week to week.
You don't even have to say a couple of weeks. Just say he had a procedure, he's going to miss this game.
Right.
We'll evaluate next week.
Exactly.
Bingo.
Right.
That's all. We all write it. You're good to go.
And so he goes on to Hey Coach last night. He goes on Hey Coach last night and is also commenting on the injury because you have to at that point. And what's his comment? Mike Rodak tweeted it. Mike Rodak. Yeah. Kalen DeBoer on Hey Coach said Tim Keenan got dinged up here a couple days ago or yesterday. Quote is, got dinged up here a couple days ago or yesterday. When did he get hurt, Coach? Like, just be straightforward. Yeah. And like, it's fine if it was yesterday. It's fine if it was 5 days ago. It's fine if you've been sitting on it for a couple of days. Like, but you just
can't be vague. You can't leave room for vagueness.
You sound like you're not clued into your football team, which I know is not the case. Sure. I want to say that. I know that's not the case, but you sound like you're either not clued in with Jeff Allen, which I know is absolutely not the case because you guys, Jeff Allen is top of the line. Are you just, hey, don't tell me. He just let me know if he's coming back. Like, I don't understand it. Is it a competitive advantage? Like, because that's the other, like, okay, why would he not be so forthright? Competitive advantage. Well, Jam's either going to miss or not. Jaden Roberts, you're either going to miss or not. Tim Keenan, you're either going to miss or not. And you look to the next guys, you look to the next line guys, and of course, like, we'll talk about who's going to replace Tim Keenan here in a minute. But, like, I just do not understand why you are so, well, we're still evaluating. We don't really know. He's fighting through some things. He got dinged up. We don't know when it happened. Maybe it happened yesterday. Maybe it happened 3 days ago. We're still trying to figure out if he's going to play, what kind of percentage he's going to be at. We don't know yet. Like, you are at the University of Alabama. You're at the premier brand in college football. Sorry, Ohio State. Sorry, Texas. Sorry, Georgia. Bleep y'all. Like, you're at Alabama where people know things.
Everybody looks to you.
Right. People know things, and you've got so many support staff, so many people in the building that things get out. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just cement all the information in. Like, it just doesn't work that way anymore.
It's like, this was like, it's different, but all the same all at the same time. My whole issue with Mike Vrabel when he was the coach of the Tennessee Titans, but it was like every question he answered was just, maybe, I don't know. We're going to keep that internal. It's just like, you have to stuff leaks. Like you're not going to stop that from happening. It happened with the Patriots now a week ago, where he's I don't know who it was, their receiver or something. They got hurt, and reporter asked Vrabel a question about it, and he's like, "Well, I don't know. I'm more concerned with how you got that information. It looks like we're gonna have to find a rat in here." And it's just like, dude, you are at the highest level of leaks are going to happen. You are not going to control every single person in that building and keep them under lock and key. It is perfectly normal for leaks to happen.
And it's not spying. No, it's not like espionage where, we're
not sending a BamaCentral writer in disguise into the Malmore facility to get dirt on the players. It's not me and Joe stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. It's ridiculous. Yeah, no, you have to control this narrative. Do we think it's just as simple as he's just trying his best to really make sure that the players have as much privacy as possible with this stuff? Because I do think he's not necessarily like a friendly coach, but he's a little bit more of a player's coach than Coach Saban was, I think.
Yeah, he is for sure. And maybe that's exactly it.
And maybe it's just, look, Washington's a big time job, but like it's not Alabama. So maybe it's just learning. He's just learning on the job a little bit. Figuring it out as he goes some. Saban paid for LSU.
So let's pretend that it doesn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Keenan doesn't get out. We get to Saturday and Tim's not even dressed out. He's on the sidelines on a pair of crutches.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happens in the Saturday press conference after the game? You won, you lost, whatever. Big win, bad loss, doesn't matter. Hey, coach, we saw Tim Keenan on the sidelines in crutches. Can we get an update on it? Like you need to. This is why you control the narrative,
mm-hmm.
because hey, coach, we saw Tim Keenan on the sidelines in crutches. Oh my gosh, how many games is he going to miss? Is he missed today's game? Obviously,
what did he break?
Is he going to be back next week? Just drives me nuts.
It is frustrating because it is as simple as, like you said, you just make one quick, basically throwaway statement, right? It's right when everything happens. Or, whatever day you learned Tim Keenan was hurt, or whatever day you knew that information was going to be coming out, because you have access to a lot of this stuff well before any of us do. You should have gotten in front of it and just said, "Hey, Tim Keenan went down with an injury. He's going to have a small procedure. We'll reevaluate next week and see where we're at." And then no one else talks about it other than the one story we write with that quote.
Perfect. And then somebody finds out, he had tightrope surgery. And then it's like, well, that is, Tua was 27 days between tightrope surgery and reactivating. I think it was 27, 21, 20-something days, 24 days.
I think that's when I saw 27. Somebody else was 24. I saw someone do the tweet with the last, 2 or 3 notable players that, in recent memory that have dealt with it. And it was 27 days for Tua, 24 for another player, and 20-something for the third guy. I mean, that puts him back, what is that? That puts him back, hopefully, to get back right from
UGA.
Yeah, that's exactly when you're really going to need him, I think.
Right. Well,
you're going to need him in this one. It's going to hurt not having him in this one. I think you can. I still firmly think that you are going to be able to get by without him.
Yeah,
but I don't know that you're able to get by without him against Georgia.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. So let's talk about it. Going to be out for this weekend's game against Florida State. Tim Keenan. We've already done the Jaden Roberts, Geno Vandermark conversation. We've already done the Jam Miller to Richard Young, Daniel Hill, Dre Washington conversation, and even Kevin Riley. I think Kevin Riley's going to get some action too. County High Wildcat. 2 positions that not to talk bad about the the players that are hurt or anything, but I'm not overly concerned about the guys stepping in and replacing them. Yes. So Tim Keenan, second team All SEC preseason, all over the place. All over the place on the preseason accolades. I got people who love him. I got people who don't necessarily think he's great. Thinks he's overrated. I got a friend who thinks he's just a fine defensive lineman. I think the last time we talked about my friend's opinion on him, I oversold him as he hates him. And he came back. He said, "I don't hate Tim Keenan. I just think he's fine." I'm like, that's fine. That's fair.
I don't think that's an overly a wrong opinion to have of him. I think he's above average. But I definitely don't think that he's in that, real game wrecker or anything category.
Right. I think my buddy wants to see Quentin Williams out there.
Yes. And I do too. Look, sure, I would love to. And, hey, you might have it. You might have it.
Okay, so he's out for at least this week and probably the next 3.
Mhm.
We'll just be conservative and make it that. So who's going to be replacing him? Jeremiah Beeman is first up. Jeremiah Beeman, Parker in Birmingham. He's not a Ramsey Ram. Parker in Birmingham. Redshirt freshman, and everything that you have heard about old Jeremiah Beeman is hard worker, just grinder, just gym rat, just does things the right way. And he played in some games last year. Redshirt freshman got into some action last year. I don't know that he actually Jeremiah Beeman Roll Tide. I think it was the bowl game that he actually got the most of his action last year. Yeah. Local product. Oh, well, that's the signing day. If you type in the name plus Roll Tide, you better click the right link because you might be looking at a profile that's 3 years old.
Man, that is so frustrating. I don't even know how they would go about fixing that because I'm sure it's just some sort of like Google SEO weird thing. But man, that is so annoying. You try to look up a player and it gives you the 2022 roster page.
Yes. All right. So worked in 3 games last year, 2 tackles and a quarterback hurry. Earned Defensive Scout Team Player of the Week.
Love that.
Going into the Georgia game. Played against Wisconsin, LSU, and Michigan. And in Michigan in the Michigan game is where he had those 2 tackles on a quarterback pressure. Late defensive snaps against LSU and late defensive snaps against the Wisconsin Badgers. So sitting a lot of time marinating last year, but got into some action against the Michigan Wolverines. And honestly, that game was such an awful game that I try not to even think about it because it just seemed like nobody wanted to be there.
Oh man. The way that I talked about that Michigan team going into that game, only for them to beat them the way that they did was so embarrassing. I mean, it was like players, almost 20 players that they had not playing in that game.
Yeah, and same for Alabama, but they actually were wearing uniforms. The Alabama players that chose not to play chose to still put their helmets on.
Oh, man.
So Jeremiah Beeman, I'm going to throw – here's kind of what I see the order. I see it as Jeremiah Beeman, Edric Hill, and then just a mix of Isaiah Fanga, you see
Steve Bolabumwa?
Yes, Steve Bolabumwa and London Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to get that mixture playing that inside role. But I think that this is I hate this, but I think this is going to force Kane Womack to play a lot more like a wider defensive line and putting one of the linebackers or both of the linebackers in the A gap, putting your Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson right there mugged in the A gap, and you're going to end up with obviously James Smith, and you're going to end up with a Jeremiah Beeman, you're going to end up with a Jordan Renaud, with a Keon Keeley type, with a Kelby Collins type, basically playing the 2 defensive tackles. And then your next guy is going to be Quay Russaw and LT, or Quay Russaw and Keon Keeley, Quay Russaw, and just keep going down the bandit list, Jordan Renaud. So I think your front's going to look a little different. You're going to play a lot less defensive linemen head up on the center. A lot less of that, but I do think that you like. Somebody was asking me yesterday, "Oh, how's it going to be? We got some good players behind." It's like, yeah, you got good recruits behind Tim Keenan, but you haven't seen anything out of Jeremiah Beeman and Bolabumwa, out of Edric Hill, out of London Simmons. You haven't seen anything out of these guys.
No. I mean, we've heard some good stuff about London Simmons, as I understand. I don't think. I mean, just purely like if we're looking at the size discrepancy, there's not much drop off from Tim Keenan to Jeremiah Beeman. So if Beeman can play above his level of experience, I think he can take over that Tim Keenan role of being that head up guy that can dominate both A gaps. But it's all a question mark. And man, this is the first thing leading into this game that has truly made me a bit nervous about it. Not really for anything that Florida State does, just because I worry about the experience of Alabama's defensive front going against, what I imagine will be some exotic run looks and things like that.
And tempo.
Yeah.
And, oh, shoot, I messed up that play, but I got to get right back on the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. What did I just see in that play? Did I hit the right shoulder? Did I hit the correct shoulder of the offensive lineman?
We gotta figure out who Jeremiah Beeman played against in high school and see if he played against tempo teams, because maybe it works out in his favor. Maybe because been watching a lot of high school football the last 2 weeks. Some of these teams are moving down the field, and it is crazy. Now, I understand the general consensus of high school football is it's a lot slower and methodical. Some teams like just pack them all in there in I formation. Let's straight up run some guys 3 yards on a cloud of dust. But it is getting wild now. So there's a chance that maybe he at least has a bit of experience dealing with some up tempo stuff. Again, I don't know. I'd have to watch. I'd have to see who he played against and watch the games. But I think there's at least a chance that maybe he has seen it.
Well, as Parker, they are the Thundering Herd. The Parker Thundering Herd in 2023, Jeremiah Beeman's senior year, won the Class 6A Region 5 championship, lost to Clay Chalkville in looks like the semifinals in 6A. So they were what is this quick record? They're 12-2. 12-2, 55-0, 2017, 49-6 at Jackson Olin, 62-28 to Mortimer Jordan, 41-22 at Gardendale, lost 22-21 at Pleasant Grove, beat Woodlawn 40-8, beat Mountain Brook 13-10, beat Minor 41-7, beat Huffman's 56-0, got to the playoffs, smoked May Jemison 61-14. Beat Oxford 21-14, beat Gadsden City 35-20, and lost to Clay Chalkville 38-13. So he lost to Alabama's future quarterback Jalen Mbakwe.
May Jemison was a team that terrorized me in high school. They beat us my minimum of 40 points the 4 years I played them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, again,
playing higher level Alabama football.
I think there's a chance that at least a couple of those teams he saw some up tempo, and again, I don't think it's going to be nearly it's not the same level of expertise as he's going to see from Florida State, mind you, but he at least there's a chance he's seen it and he knows somewhat how to deal with it. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to be a perfect 1-for-1 replacement. Jeremiah Beeman's going to step in and just be Tim Keenan, but I do think he has a chance to really impress some folks.
So we'll find out which do you think there's going to be a pretty even rotation now that Tim is out between Beeman, Edric Hill, Vega and Bolabumwa?
I think this week, they will give one of them the opportunity to hopefully separate themselves and then be maybe the more featured guy moving forward. Because even if you're getting Tim Keenan back by the Georgia game, which that's possible, that's about what the timeline lines up for, but it's still, we haven't seen a big man deal with this injury. We saw Tua deal with it. Maybe a little easier to come back when you're not 320 pounds.
Didn't J.C. Latham do this?
Was that what his was too?
I think it was. That's just what pops into my brain, okay. But I'm not 100% sure.
But either way, Tim Keenan is not coming back at 100% against Georgia. He might get to 100% by week 6, but that's an if. So even when he returns, whoever is going to be, whoever is stepping in here as the secondary guy, is still going to be getting a lot of play. And I would imagine this coaching staff wants someone to separate themselves and really step into Tim Keenan's role, but we'll just have to see. I think this week we'll probably see a decent amount of rotation, just giving them all the chance to do that, because I think any of them could.
All right, Jeremiah Beeman aside, because I think he's probably, because he was always going to be the 2 anyways, and he was always going to get rotation and get run in this Florida State game. But Jeremiah Beeman aside, which defensive lineman are you most confident in between Edric Hill, Bolabumwa, Isaiah Vega, and London Simmons?
I like Bolabumwa just because I feel like of the ones he's got a decent amount of experience. I understand his JUCO experience, but he's at least been around football a bit longer. I do like Edric Hill. I'm gonna go with Bolabumwa because I think he's there's just a reason that they went through this whole process of getting him here. Hey buddy, we wanted you now, can't quite make it. Let's get you to a JUCO and then let's bring you back in. I don't think they would have done that for somebody they didn't want to get on the field.
Yeah, I'm
That's to be
partial to
heard about a
Edric. I'm
lot.
partial to Edric Hill, but every single time that we were out at the practice facility, Freddie Roach was living inside of Bolabumwa's rear
I
end.
think that I do believe that they really want him to be good.
It was
you know?
like living all the way up his rear end about every little thing. And you know what they say: if they're getting on to you, they care about you. If they're getting on to you, they see something in you. And so I think that might be a good pick. Oh, I think there's a chance you see LT Overton kicked inside a little bit, and they'll play a little. Hey, get your first big minutes, 31. Everybody loves you. Everybody wants to see you, Keon Keeley. Everybody's been begging for.
He better get a 15-yard sack the second he gets on the field.
People, if he does, that will break the Alabama sphere of the internet. That will break the Crimson.
Where's he been this whole time?
Can't wait for the rest of the year. And he's going to be one and done. He's going to be redshirt sophomore. He's going to be redshirt sophomore.
LeBron Ray. It'll be LeBron Ray again. You know, I loved him coming out of high school. Thought he was going to be really good. Got here, made one really amazing play, and then just kind of never really did much else.
Yeah,
fan favorite.
How about a one and done for Keon Keeley? Gets onto the field this year and has a good year. And says, "See you guys, I'm going to the first round."
Oh, that'd be sweet. I would love that. I hope that happens.
Isn't he redshirt sophomore?
Yeah.
This is his third year, right? So I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that. I mean, he has a good year. Yes.
Sure. For the sake of Alabama, I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, for his sake, it'd be awesome for him. But yeah,
he's endless content. People love him.
Yeah.
He is endless. Here's what the coach said about Keon Keeley. Clicks. So people just love him. So we'll see. But I do think Keon Keeley's gonna go. I think this basically opens up the entire defensive line to, hey guys, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. We're gonna
everybody get ready.
Throw all you guys in the blender and roll the dice and see. And every time, who's coming out of the dice? Boom! These three, these four, these two.
It'll be a new combination like every drive, basically. Probably, you know, it'll be here's three new guys. Here's three new guys here, and you know, that could play in Alabama's favor. You know, I mean, it's gonna be tough to go against for Florida State. Rotating guys like that, you don't really know what you're going to face drive to drive. Maybe that throws some wrenches in what they're trying to do.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will see why Ty Simpson might be winning Mason Woods over his time on Hey Coach last night. Every time in front of the microphone, it's just like, I'm the most likable son of a gun you ever seen. And so we'll talk about what he said on Hey Coach last night and if we are flip-flopping from the Alabama minus 13.5 back to Florida State plus 13.5. So we'll do that on the other side of the break right here on the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. Get ready, Tuscaloosa. New Era Wrestling presents the Crimson Clash. The hottest local wrestling show in town slams into Two Dimes on Thursday, September 11th. Witness the chaos as social media sensation Big Trouble Ben Bishop brings his larger-than-life swagger to the ring. The man is 6'12", he weighs 15% of a metric ton and is bringing every bit to Tuscaloosa. Feel the heat when our new champion Sleazy C. Caden Newton defends the open title, and don't miss the brutal street fight between the modern-day Kings and the unstoppable force known as the Draw. It's the same weekend as Alabama hosting Wisconsin, so keep the Tuscaloosa energy high with the Crimson Clash. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the bell rings at 8 p.m. at Two Dimes on the Strip. Grab your tickets now on Eventbrite by searching New Era Wrestling and use promo code RADIO for 20% off. New Era Wrestling, where legends are made and the battles are epic.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback, who is really he's been fantastic.
And we're back here on the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Call Derek Daniel for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel and State Farm is there. You can come visit us today. We're right here off of McFarland Boulevard, just up Highway 69, past the Tiger Rock, past the Rustic Rehab on the left. If you come today, you'll be seeing landscapers out front. There's a great sign out there. What is it? What does the sign say? Our auto insurance policies are really great. wheelie, like popping a wheelie. So yeah, I do think that their auto insurance policies are great because he saved me a lot of money when I bought my new car, and I really appreciate that. So call him; he can save you some money. 205-758-3391. I know a lot of you don't even think about your insurance because it gets auto drafted out of your account, and so you're just used to paying whatever you're paying with whatever company you're already with. And look, that's great. You're not having to think about it, but take the 10 minutes, take the 15 minutes, run the auto insurance quote, and at least have the information. 205-758-3391. You can have the information and be like, wow, he did beat my current carrier's rate. Or you can be like, oh, no, it's close enough to where, and I like the guy I'm with or the lady I'm with. So, but the information is power. It gives you a lot of the power to make the decision. And it is free to give them a call at 205-758-3391. All right, Mason Woods, I want to get into last night's hey coach, you had Kalen DeBoer. We already talked about him being wishy-washy, not knowing when Tim Keenan actually got hurt. I don't believe that's the case, but because of his fumbling words when it comes to when somebody gets hurt, he just
that's what it is. Like you just have to, even if you're going to give us a vague statement, which I don't want you to, at least be definitive in it. Don't bounce around it and beat around the bush and, like you said, well, we don't know. It's like, man, you just sound like you don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So we talked about that, and I think that it is what it is right there. But last part of the show, Ty Simpson joins Chris Stewart, joins the gang at Crimson Tide Sports Network over at Baumhauer's for Hey Coach, and says he has two hobbies off the field. Two hobbies off the field that any man can respect. Grilling. He said his quote is grilling. First off, you save a bunch of money. Go buy meat from Mark's Mart in Northport, right by my house. Shout out to those guys. They're awesome. Then I invite all the guys over. Parker Brailsford, the whole offensive line, some of the defensive guys too. I've grilled it for them, and I kind of feel like a king almost. I got the Traeger pellet grill, so I'll fire that thing up and I'll whip it up.
And we got to get him a Traeger sponsorship.
It sounds like he probably already has that going. But yes, we do. We need to. Yay, Alabama.
I will say I did see a video that I think Yay Alabama put out asking each of the players who the best cook on the team was. None of them that I saw said Ty Simpson.
Were they all Wilkin Formby fans?
It was a few Wilkin Formbys and a lot of Tim Keenans.
Okay, Wilkin apparently throws it down.
So that's what some of them said. Some of the big band said that Wilkin can throw it down.
Look, yay, Alabama. This is a layup. This is a layup. I'm at Ty. How does Ty Simpson grill a steak? How does Ty Simpson prepare his pork loin? How does Ty Simpson prepare his barbecue chicken on the Traeger grill? Like, you just throw a bunch of meats on there and have Ty just, in this seasoning and that. Like, look,
and like
bam.
Working out with, like you just said, the Traeger thing. Like, I guarantee Traeger's gonna want to work with you, Yay Alabama.
Yeah.
Making a whole sponsored content. You're getting paid for it. And like, it's a whole big thing.
Mark's Mart would probably throw in, like, this is a layup. Aaron Suttles, an absolute layup. Get you to a 12-minute video and put it behind a paywall, and people would, man, I want to see Ty Simpson, what he does on the grill. See if he gets the good grill marks on there. See if the chicken's got the nice crispy skin, whatever he's grilling.
You have to have him post the picture after, though, with the steak cut in half so everybody can judge it.
Yes, and you get Ty. You got to get Ty in the old man white tennis shoes, the white tennis shoes. Maybe get him a fanny pack with the grill, like make him look like the dad of the whole team. He says, "I feel like a king almost. I've got a Traeger pellet grill, so I'll fire that thing up and I'll whip it up." And then also, I really, really enjoy doing Legos. One, it keeps me occupied doing something. It's like a big puzzle. I have about 20 sets in my house just from different types of things. It's like whether it's one Star Wars, two Avengers. I went to New York recently and did a New York sculpture type thing. I spent many nights up playing Legos.
Yeah, big fan of the Legos over here. I'll ride that one. Big adult Lego fan. It's a great hobby to have, me and Melissa both, you can come to our house and you'll see many of the various sets. Now, good Lord, have they gotten expensive in recent years? Because I don't know, for whatever reason, Lego has just decided to shift into like, oh yeah, we're just going to make adults pay ridiculous amounts of money. And then all the kids things are super cheap, whatever. I can go off on a wall on that. But no, I love Legos. And yeah, I think anybody that does like them, I can get down with that. that was a comment that really he's winning me over slowly but surely. The grilling, I'm not a bit.
But you like to eat.
I would love to learn how to grill. Don't get me wrong, but I've never mastered the grill quite yet. I've barely mastered a cast iron skillet. I haven't at all. But the Legos for sure. He is winning me over slowly but surely. All it's going to take now is about 350 yards and 4 touchdowns against Florida State.
Ty, we'll go over and watch you grill and tell you, man, that steak looks great, man. Great flip. Flip.
I'll film the whole video. It'll be great. We'll make nice content.
Great flip, Ty. You flipped it right at the right time. And I bet Ty knows the trick. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let it do its thing. You don't have to be always turning and poking and prodding.
With the fancy Traeger grill, he probably just does it on his phone and he just goes inside, he probably does his Legos while it's out there doing its thing.
One flip and it's good.
Yeah, he's good to go.
There you go. So Ty Simpson doing Legos and grilling. You couldn't have more responsible hobbies if you are an Alabama football. Like he didn't say, "Heck, going to Gillettes, going down to Innisfree."
That would have
and
been pretty sweet though.
Doing
like, I don't know, smoking cigarettes.
Oh, I just like to stay up and gamble.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
If he went with the
like online poker,
if he went with what's the quarter, John Mateer, we just sports gamble all day long.
He'd gone off on about 20-minute long tangent about some really obscure video game that he's super into. Would have loved that.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's not playing. Hey, I'm ruining my eyesight by staring at a screen all day, which we do.
Every week I get that screen time notification. It hurts me to my core.
Nope. Gross. Absolutely, I have a gross number every single week.
I mean, what are?
And when I see it every week, I think, how did I spend that much time in the day?
Yeah, I can't even really conceptualize it most of the time.
I did things during the day, but this is telling me that I didn't do anything but.
Well, you know what it is? It's that while you're doing those things, you're still. That's how they get you. What are the? I mean, I struggle to think of any two better answers he could have given to this question. Like you said, those are the two safest hobbies he could. Maybe I guess somebody's gonna say, "Oh, get him away from the grill. We don't want to
burn his fingers."
Yeah, can't have a Najee Harris incident
Yikes.
happening or anything related. But I don't think he could have given us a better answer.
He could have said that
Everybody
he's big into reading. He's got every night he's reading the Bible, or every night he's reading some spy novel or some nonfiction historian piece or whatever.
He's a big Dune fan.
There you go. Yeah, exactly that.
Maybe he's reading into Scientology.
No, stay away.
I'm a big L. Ron Hubbard guy.
Tom Cruise, stay away. Stay away from our boy. Keep all your nasty paws off.
Truly, not anything like. Obviously, we've said some ridiculous suggestions here. If a pretty normal answer, what could he have said that would have actually upset Alabama fans here? So still a pretty normal activity, but what would it have?
Interpretive dance, rapping. I like to DJ. I like to. I'm just putting together DJ set lists.
Great.
We're getting the party turned up in the locker room, and at the Sigma Newhouse.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm not drinking, but I'm up late going.
Oh yeah, I'm really passionate about DJing. Yeah, that would have gone over well. I'm
a freestyle rapper. I'm trying to get my recording career going.
Yeah, guys, actually check out my SoundCloud page. I guess I don't even know if SoundCloud is being even used anymore. I may have dated myself a little bit there. I think everybody's doing everything on TikTok now.
I think anything that shoot, we're late in the show. I think anything that could be construed as gender fluid would be what?
Sure.
Nancy boy. Ryan Williams' sister paints my nails.
They did not like that.
Ryan Williams' sister comes over and paints my nails.
And for anybody, like you said, late in the show, anybody that's listening now knows the Alabama fans that we are talking about in this moment. It is probably not the ones that are listening to our show. You guys know who we're talking about. Those Alabama fans were very not happy about the painting nails. So yeah, I can definitely see that.
The only week that I thought, "Ooh, you got a point," was either Tennessee or Auburn week where the sister painted his nails orange, and it's like, sister, sister.
No.
Can we go blue? Or can we go green, pink? neon yellow. Like we just can't be doing the orange like that.
I guess you know what? I don't care. That was he was signaling. This is one nail for each defensive back he's going to burn this week. One nail for each incomplete pass.
This little piggy goes to market. Yeah. This little piggy stays home.
For all we know, he painted numbers on each of his fingers that Saturday morning, and he was rocking them under the gloves, and just one by one by one, overthrown pass.
Oh no!
Man, I burnt him, Jalen. Come on!
Yikes! Yeah, so I think DJing, they would have been, what are you doing?
DJing would have been hilarious.
that ain't worth your time, Ty. That ain't getting you better. He should have just said, I don't have hobbies. I'm just crunching film.
That would have been good. I'm all ball.
That was the Jalen Milroe answer.
Yeah, I go home and I watch film.
Because you remember, we had a bye week.
I don't know anything about Jalen Milroe.
No, exactly. We had a bye week, and we were like, did you do anything interesting on the bye week? No, we were trying to get 1% better. It's like you didn't take your girlfriend to dinner. You didn't,
no idea,
eat dinner at all.
No clue.
You didn't watch a movie. You're not like sometimes the Netflix is on.
Yeah,
I watched.
You've got to strike that balance as an athlete. Like it's very important for just likability. Like Jalen Milroe, I think in his head thought, if I act like this and everything, people will respect me. But like you go too far into it to where it becomes kind of annoying. And, Jalen Hurts kind of does the same thing where people talk, just everything he says is a one-liner. And it's like, dog, just give us a real answer. I don't need to hear, oh, me and the team are extremely excited about the upcoming season. We're ready to roll. Like, homie, just tell me what you did last week.
Why aren't you wearing your Super Bowl ring? Because that was last year.
Oh, God.
Yes. Give it to me, Jalen. Jalen is great though.
Yes and no.
I'm about because Jalen, I think is like.
I think I like when you can tell that he is knowingly steering into it.
Yes.
He'll let out a little smirk sometimes type thing. But sometimes, man, it's just annoying. But many athletes are like this.
Heat makes cowards of us all. Thank you, Jalen. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Arch Manning this week. This is people are losing their minds over this quote from Arch Manning. It is the corniest, dumbest, eye-rolling thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hook 'em, baby.
He has thought about this quote for 6 weeks. We don't have a target on our back. We have the red dot on everybody else. Shut up. God, it's so lame. I saw so many people got to say this is one of the hardest quotes ever. Like my brother.
Red dot on you, Ryan Day.
He has been thinking about that for 6 months, and he finally got the opportunity to drop it.
Red dot is right on you, Ryan Day.
That is not some. Oh God, it was so corny.
They're gonna beat the mess out of Ohio State.
I do not believe that they will.
Yes, they are.
We'll see.
Hook 'em, baby.
I do not foresee that happening.
But please, Anthony Hill, don't hurt our boy Julian Sayin. Please don't hurt Julian Sayin. All right, so we got to finish this on a high note. We've already been on a high note, but we got to finish this with really where we started. I was Monday on Florida State plus 13.5. Tuesday, leaning back towards Alabama minus 13.5. Wednesday, Stell really entrenched on the show. Alabama minus 13.5. Going to be 17. Going to be 20 points. Going to be great. You're gonna really feel good about yourself in the fourth quarter placing that bet. Now Thursday, after the Tim Keenan news, the butterflies are really, really going in my stomach. I got a buddy who is asking me gambling advice, and a buddy who is a new buddy, and I want to be like, I want to get it right for this new buddy, right? Because I know that they're going to place a bet largely based on what I say.
I hate being in that position.
And I'm like, oh gosh, I hope this is right. So I hope you cash. It's so bad. And today, Mason Woods, I'm back in the I'm back on the fence with a toe over with a whole foot over in the Florida State minus 13.5.
Yeah, I am a terrible person to ask gambling advice because I'm so bad about just, oh yeah, I could definitely see this happening, and then 5 minutes later, but you never know, could be this. I don't know. And that's exactly where I'm at with this Florida State game. I had a friend, like you just said, I had a friend ask me about the 13.5 yesterday. We were talking about it, and like I have firmly been in the camp that Alabama's covering that. And I still think there's a decent chance they do. We mentioned it, I think yesterday, the 24-14 late touchdown to make it 31. You get that 17 points. Like, I still think that's very much in reach.
Yeah.
But man, Tim Keenan not being on the field,
That hurts
I think
me.
that just allows for a potential, there's Thomas Castellanos on a 35-yard touchdown run when they're close to the red zone. He busts one. Something like, and Florida State gets an extra touchdown that I'm not anticipating. I think that, him not being in the game opens that possibility up a bit more.
Bama keeps the margin at up 3, up 10, up 3, up 10, up 3, up 10, up 3, up 10, and can't get over that
That's
hump.
where I am a bit worried that we end up here. I still think, like we said, that late touchdown, that late, the late Daniel Hill breaks a long run. Everybody's sick of tackling him. Ty hits Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton for a bomb late in the game, whatever it is. I still think that late touchdown is very possible, and it's a very realistic scenario. So I'm not going to rule it out, but I am probably, I was at like a 90-10 that Alabama is covering. Now I'm probably like a 70-30. 60-40.
60. I'm at 52-48. That's where I'm at. That Alabama's covering.
I still feel good that the little backdoor cover happens. We've seen it so many times. We've seen it, especially with Alabama. Like just that. Oh, we've been up by 10 points the whole game. Let's step on their throat here. Late touchdown. We've just seen it time and time again.
When Ryan Grubb has said, "Seek and destroy, aggression, 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 aggression." Like we
lull them into a sense of confidence with this. Oh, we're still in this game. We can still do it.
No, you're not. Dagger shot, Ryan Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll figure out how we're going to feel tomorrow. So, look, I know if you've listened every day this week, you're like, Joe, will you nail yourself down? Well, Friday is coming. Friday is coming. I hope you enjoy the Thursday night football tonight. Boise State, the game with Missouri, the game with Nebraska as well, Nebraska, Cincinnati. So we'll have a lot of college football on tonight. I will not be. Last night, I was in the Disney Plus app watching Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was great.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie.
I watched Temple of Doom with the girlfriend on Monday, Tuesday. So I just felt like watching Raiders, and I'll probably watch Last Crusade Sunday night, maybe or so, just to round out the trio there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to watch either the two or two.
I probably will, but I'm not as urgent to watch them.
I still haven't even seen the newest one. I saw Crystal Skull was the one that came out probably
08.
Yeah. Wow, that's longer than
I think it was 08 or 10.
Sheesh, man. Makes you feel old.
Or maybe it was 18.
No, it was definitely longer than 18. I think 18 may have even been the latest one.
Okay.
It was Skull, because I was a kid. I remember seeing Crystal Skull, but watching them as an adult, it is remarkably worse than the original 3. Still fine, but nothing hits like those original 3.
In the 80s, great 80s movie.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to me right in the vein. Mainline that right in the vein. So tomorrow we're going to be nailed down. We will nail down our pick, and we'll stick to it throughout the whole weekend. Tomorrow we will have Katie Wyndham join us, and we got to find. Let's debate this. Do you want Henry, or do you want Theo, or do you want them both tomorrow? Because I haven't asked I haven't done any other invitations. The Football Friday vibe is It's Football Friday. Get excited.
We got good games to talk about.
Not some stuffy. Well, here's my cold analysis. I'll go with whatever you say, or you just want to keep it a trio, you, me, and Katie.
I don't know. I don't really have any preference either way.
Well, I'm pushing you to have a preference right about now. I'm pushing you to help me make an executive decision.
I've not been on the show really with either of them, so I can't really speak to one or the other.
So it's Theo first. It's Theo first and Katie. So I'll ask Theo what he's doing. And Henry, sorry, you're left out in the cold. No golf minute for you. I made Henry spit 90 seconds of golf on Friday because he wanted to do golf a whole week. And I'm like,
I got to respect. I can respect someone that is such a dedicated fan of such a boring thing to watch. But man, it is crazy how much of a fan of golf he is. I really can't fathom it.
I literally just said, you got 90 seconds. We're not going to, I said, we're not going any further than this. And once it got time, it was over.
I can't do it, man. It's too much. Like, it's just too much. There's too many names to keep up with. I love a team sport. You got a team. You got a team to keep up with. I don't know all 53 players on the Titans. I probably know about 45 of them, but there's some guys I don't know. I don't have to know all of them.
We were doing final roster on Tuesday on the Believe in Monsters podcast. I'm reading like the third tight end. And I'm like, oh yeah, that guy.
I don't know anything about that guy.
I'm reading the ninth offensive lineman, and my co-hosts are like, yeah, this guy's good. And I'm like, yeah,
Sure.
all right. So
I basically, I go off of, I remember him in college. Yeah, that's 90% of my NFL recollection. But yeah, no, I just man. UFC is the same way. I love watching UFC when it's good.
Good knockout.
Man, I can't keep up with it. It is far too many names.
Too many Dagestanis.
God, it's just, I don't know how Will Miller does it. It's impossible.
So we'll see what Theo's doing in the morning. I know Katie Wyndham's going to join us before they go down to Tallahassee. So it'll be a fun football Friday on the Joe Gaither Show. You can find it on YouTube, on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, on the BamaCentral Facebook page. You can find it on the Joe Gaither Show Facebook page. You can find it on the Joe Gaither Show Twitter at Joe Gaither6. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. Leave us a voicemail. I would love to take your predictions tomorrow. We heard from Robert from Brookwood. We heard from Dax this week. I would love to take your predictions, your last predictions. 205-462-7340 extension 800. If you want to leave us a voicemail about what you think will happen in this Florida State game, we will play it tomorrow and react to it right here on the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral and BamaCentral.com.